Okay. Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're on a really hot, kind of sweaty, sticky day here. So I met Anna, 18 months ago at an event in Brighton, and we have stayed in touch ever since, kind of, checking in like a few times a week at the moment. That kind of ebbs and flows how much we're in touch with each other. And you very kindly offered to come and demonstrate my Hopscotch coaching tool. This is my own one. So would you like to introduce yourself and what you do, please?
Yeah, sure thing. So, yeah, like Chloe said, we met at an event, and we both in the coaching space. I'm a leadership and mindset coach. I have a big passion for working with mothers in leadership, particularly. So I'm a mom myself. I have two kids. I have 17 years of corporate behind me, and I worked my way up through the ranks, being in a global leadership position at the end. And always felt that, myself included, mothers are not given the opportunity to really tap into their full potential as leaders, because I think mothers have incredible potential to be extraordinary leaders. So through that, I came up with the fact that I want to coach mothers in leadership. And so eventually hung up the corporate coat and went into this adventure.
Yes. And if you can just briefly say a bit about the goal that you'd like to work on today, and then we'll get stuck in.
Yeah, so I want to write a book for mothers in leadership and in business, women that know they want more from life, know they can have more in life, but just really struggle to make it happen due to the absolute overwhelm of family and life thing, if you so will. And I've over the years, I feel I have so much experience and thought and things that I've done and seen, and I really want to share that with women, and I want to reach more women as well, because I know, especially as a mother, you're very time poor, you're energy poor, and like the thought of going into like a bigger coaching like effort and work is overwhelming, but I feel I can help so many mothers with this. So that's why I really want to write this book. And today is going to be about you helping me make a plan for that.
And we are going to be using my hopscotch model, which is in my book. And I feel like that didn't work, did it? So this is in my book that you can get on Amazon as paperback or audiobook, or an ebook. And it's really interactive. So it's got all of these questions and loads of other stuff in. But I think this is also just a really good point to mention this thing about, like, as a coach who's written a book, I'm very well placed to help you with this, but that as a coach, you don't have to have done the thing that the person is wanting to do, because it's all about helping you find your own way. You're going to do it totally differently to how I did it. So although having that experience hopefully gives you a bit of like trust and security with me, as a coach, I don't have to have done the thing that you're wanting to do. So if I can get you on your feet for me, please. And I want you to, so it doesn't matter if we can't see you the whole time, as long as I can hear you. You don't need to be able to see me. And I want you to have a bit of space in front of you. So you'll probably need to go over to the side. I want you to imagine that hopscotch is drawn out in front of you. So like 1 to 10 on the floor.
Here we go. This will work.
Lovely. And I want you to imagine, so you're stood on number 1 now, which is right now. And I want you to imagine that this is a bit of a timeline. So there's 1 to 10. And I want you very slowly to walk from 1 to 10, imagining all the steps that you think you need to take to get your book written. And then when you get to number 10, it's imagining that you've done all of that and your book is written and it is out there in the world. So I'm just going to give you couple of minutes to take that journey in your mind. You don't need to speak for this, but just walking from 1 to 10, thinking about all the steps you need to take.
Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on 4.
Yeah, don't worry too much about the numbers.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be 10 if you haven't got space.
Hang on. So it helps me to talk it out loud. So
That's fine,
I
yeah.
think otherwise. So I have the idea right now, and like the bigger like vision picture, but I need to give myself a bit of a framework and an outline for the book first.
Yep.
And then do some research to get more substantial content in, because it's important for me that it's not just my opinion, although I will give my opinion, but it is also like evidence-based, and there's more to it than just my opinion on stuff. So that's the first thing. Then I will start at that point when I know the outline and I know I'm getting more clearer on the evidence and the content that I put in, potentially considering even talking to mums and putting their stories in. That's an option to do. So that's all part of the research process. And once I've done that, I probably will start also like marketing it more and speaking about it on social media and getting the word out there, while also then starting to write it. And as I'm writing it, I probably will have to look into how I'm going to publish it, because I don't know if I do self-publish or if I go with publisher or what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. And then it's going to be written and I will know how to publish it, and then I will publish it. And because I've marketed so well, it will sell really, really well. And then that's it.
Lovely. All right. Now you just turn around. So you're on
Yeah.
number 10.
Yeah.
Turn around, look back to number 1.
Yeah.
And imagine that you've done all of that. You are in the future, you're a year or 2 years from now, it's all done. It all went really, really well. What advice does this future version of you who has done it all, what advice does she have for you now?
Just take it one step at a time. And don't try to do it all at once, and don't get overwhelmed. Trust the process. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'd like you to go back to number 1, and this time we're going to go step by step. So I'm going to take you to number 1, to number 2, and we're not following. So where you just kind of had 10 steps for your plan,
Yeah,
that will come into it, but that's not the 10 that we're following here. So
okay.
Bear with me. It will all make sense.
All right.
So number 1, I want you to just say your goal out loud. So what you want to do and when by and why. So that.
Okay, so I want to write and publish a book supporting mothers in leadership and in business. I want that to be done within the next 12 months, because I feel that I have a lot to share that can help these women. And that's really all I want to do, to help these women.
And moving on to number 2, I want you to think about a specific moment when this will feel completed for you. So there will be lots of like ticks along the way, like your first chapter's written, or when you hit publish, or you have your final version, or you do a launch party. But what's the specific moment that you would like to think about where you'll feel like I've done it?
Okay. The moment that I feel like I've done it is when I hold the actual physical book in my hand and I see it and love the design and love what it looks and feels like, and I am able to actually, show it to my husband and my children, and for them to also hold it in their hands, and we kind of celebrate that moment as a family. I think that's when I feel like I've done this.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. And so you want that to be like next summer, a year from now?
Yeah.
Okay. And so moving on to number 3 is, how will you celebrate achieving it? So you talked about, being there with your family or holding the copy of the book. What else will be going on as you celebrate that moment?
I think one thing we definitely going to do as like a proper celebration is to go for a meal. Maybe even inviting friends along, or we just go as a family. I don't know, but like a very private kind of celebration of this milestone. And yeah, for me to just probably kind of getting all emotional over it, because I kind of like proud of myself that I've done it. And yeah, that's I think what's going to happen.
Yeah, lovely. And on to number 4. What habits do you need to stop, start, or change to make this happen?
Habits I need to stop. So I need to stop comparing myself to others all the time. Because what I tend to do, what lots of people tend to do, is obviously when you are in something and you want to do something, you do lots of like looking what other people are doing, looking for tips, advice, but also at the same time, you then kind of like, look how amazing they're doing. I will never be able to do that. So stop comparison. And I also need to stop consuming a lot of content that is actually not, it's kind of linking into that, but that's not useful to me and only eating up my time and my energy and my mental well-being. So those are the 2 things I definitely need to start doing is more going back to, which because at the moment it's not going so well, but going back to my meditation and my inner work and practicing like feeling in a good place so that I can actually then trust the process and take it step by step and don't get overwhelmed, and continue doing. I just need to continue talking about it to other people, to not just to me.
And so it's interesting you haven't mentioned writing in there. What about some writing? And
Oh
your
yeah,
habits?
yeah.
So how often do you want to be writing, for what length of time? Like how will that look?
Yes. So at the moment, my days that are free to really focus on that fully are Wednesdays and Fridays. So it's those 2 days. And I do want to dedicate like a good 2 hours in those days to really work on the book, like from the beginning to end as I went through the steps. Yeah.
When is your best time for sitting and focusing and being creative? Like, is this a morning job, an afternoon, evening?
Yeah, it's morning, definitely. Like after school run, just right straight to my laptop and I'm doing it.
Fantastic. Okay. And so on to number 5. So here we are reviewing your plan. So you've talked through, like you had quite a nice 10 steps ready there, and you can go back and watch this video again to remember them. Is there anything that you want to add to that plan? Anything you want to review about it now?
No, I don't think so. I think that's for now what it might change, but yeah.
Lovely. And on to number 6. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you are going to make this happen within the year?
10.
10, yes, girl. Love that. Awesome. Okay, and on to number 7. What are your values, and how will writing this book and putting it out there, how will it honor your values?
Wow, okay. My values. My values are, so compassion is definitely one of my values. Always coming from a place of love. Like being honest and truthful. Sure, I have more, but those are probably the biggest ones. Accountability, that's the one. That's a big one for me. So I believe in taking radical responsibility and accountability for your own life and for the things that you want. So I think those three, yeah. And now, what was the rest of the question?
And so how does writing this book and sharing it honor those values? So we had compassion, honesty, and
accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
Or radical responsibility, yeah. I think it's all three of them. So the compassion obviously is me wanting to help and kind of acknowledging that every mother individually is where she is, and that's okay. And I will write the book with a lot of compassion. And the honesty and being in my truth obviously also comes from that. So the aim really, and that is where all my inner work comes in, is that I'm being absolutely honest and fully authentic and all of that stuff. And radical responsibility is something that I do want to talk about, because I do really believe that, especially as a mother, it's very easy to hide behind all the systemic inequalities and unfairness that is there and that's real. But I believe there's still more we can do ourselves to step up. So I think that covers all of them. Yeah. Fantastic.
And number 8, what beliefs will you need to challenge? And you kind of just touched on this with some of the systemic stuff. And so what beliefs are you going to need to challenge about yourself, about the world, about the industry?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. What beliefs do I need to challenge? Like my own beliefs, yeah. One belief that I have to challenge is that I work really hard to overcome, but still find myself back in it, is that I don't have as much to give as others, or that what I have to give is not as valuable as others. And there's also where the comparison piece comes in, right? Because I have that belief somehow that, I don't have as much to give, or what I have to say is not as important, or people will not listen to it. It's that kind of, I don't know how to put that in one kind of sentence, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. So that's definitely a big one.
I mean, it generally, all of these things come back to just that I'm not good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's the biggest
classic, and I'm sure you've come across it with your clients a lot as well.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that in a minute. Number 9 now. What identity will you need to hold so that you can do this? What identity? Who do you need to be?
I need to be an author. That's my identity. But like, I need to be a confident author that is in touch with what's really like in here, to put that onto paper. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And on to number 10. How will writing this book honor the legacy that you want to leave in the world?
I mean, with the book, it's like, that's in itself, that's a legacy that you leave behind. And I think what I want to honor, the legacy I want to leave behind, is that I am a woman that is constantly challenging herself to be in her own truth, to take radical responsibility for her life, to be a role model to her children in that sense as well. And the book will do all of that.
Fantastic. That's a good goal. That's a good sign. Okay, and so now you're at number 10, just like we did at the beginning. I want you to imagine now that you've done it. So we're a year into the future. The book is out there in the world. And so we're basically going to go down from 10 to 1, and I'm going to ask you the same questions, but as though you've already done it.
All right.
Okay, so it's a bit of a grammatical name. Grammatical game. Don't overthink it. Like, we can have some fun with it. But so we're going to start at number 10. And the question here again is, what advice would future you who's done it, what advice would she give to you now?
Believe in yourself. You can do this. It's yeah, I think that's it. Believe in yourself.
And number 9, what is your identity? You can sit down if you prefer. This works better in person. And so what is your identity? The woman who has got that book out there in the world, what's your identity?
Her identity, or my identity,
so
my
I
identity.
Yeah.
I am a published best-selling author.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Up in your game. All of it. What beliefs do you now hold about yourself? So again, some I am statements here.
Yeah. I am absolutely capable of writing a book. I am good enough and knowledgeable enough to write a book, and I am and I have a lot to say.
Love. How are you honouring your values every day? As you write this book, as you share the book once it's written, how are you honouring your values every day?
I'm honouring my by showing a lot of self-compassion every day throughout the process, and reminding myself of my truth through the inner work that I'm doing, and the journaling I'm doing, and the meditations and all of that. And yeah, and just taking responsibility for my own actions every day, to do anyway. But
Fantastic. And how confident are you that you're going to achieve, or how confident do you feel about having written it, about then sharing it and getting it out there in the world?
yeah, that's a good one. So I want to say, like, if I'm in the future, in hindsight, very confident, but I know leading up to it, I will, all the noises will come, all the voices will come up telling me that I'm not good enough, and it's ridiculous and silly, and who would want to read it, and people will, all of these noises and voices will come up. I know that. But I feel I want to make this promise and commitment to myself, and I don't want to let myself down, that I will do it, and I will tell these voices to shut up and go ahead and do it. So.
Okay. And what did you need to do? So within your plan, what did you need to do to make this work?
I needed to dedicate the time. I need to dedicate the time to write it, and I needed to say no to things, and not get distracted by other stuff.
If you're not getting distracted, what are you?
Focused.
Focused. All right. It's a good word.
Yeah.
Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And how did you celebrate when you imagine that meal with your loved ones, where you feel really safe, so you can get emotional and be in floods of tears and mascara all over your face if you need to be? Is there anything else that you want to add to that celebration?
Maybe I will post on my Instagram afterwards, like after I had the celebration and the intimacy and the vulnerability and all of that. I'll probably share it afterwards, to announce it then to everyone, basically.
That's so exciting. And when and where did you achieve it? So could you pick a specific date that you're going to work towards, or month even? Like when and where? Like, can you picture the moment where you, I don't know, you press publish on Amazon, or you like order your first copy, or you open it in the you know, the first one arrives in the post or whatever it might be. What can you get more clarification on that specific moment?
Yeah. So yeah, I would say it is about now, like beginning of July. And the first copy is delivered to my house. And I open it up and I take it out the packaging. Yeah. Was that the question? Yeah.
Yeah. Just really like just picturing that moment.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, lovely. And now I want you to state your goal in the present tense as though you've already achieved it. So like, I am a best-selling author, for example.
Yeah, okay. I am a best-selling author who has written a book for mothers in leadership and in business to support and help them achieve or create the life that they want to live and achieve the success that they desire.
Amazing. How does that feel?
Very good.
Yeah. And what's that brought up for you that maybe you hadn't considered up until now?
I think the only thing I notice is how important it is to me. So I feel like emotional talking about this to you, and it makes me realize how much I want this. That's what's coming up. I think I have in like a very good like plan with like rational, like I have a good idea of what to do and the steps to take. I know that there will be a lot of emotions coming up and saboteurs trying to make an appearance, but I really, really want this. It's just like really important to me. So that's like incredible, actually, how strong that feeling is.
Yeah, love that. All right then. As also, I'd just like so I know sometimes this is one where it's like getting people to stand up and it feels a bit awkward and uncomfortable, but hopefully there's power in that, like the actual movement as you're thinking about moving forward in your life, actually moving physically as you do it. Like, so I'm curious on any feedback on how you found that.
Yeah, I think that was really good. It was initially, yeah, like I said, initially I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it because, you know, I just go along with it. But no, it is really, it was really good. And I actually imagined, because I know you also post a few images on with yourself doing the hopscotch. So I imagined that actually hopping along it rather than just walking it. But no, I think it's really good. It's a good dynamic and it kind of challenges you in a different way, which is really nice.
And it's supposed to, right, you're talking about getting out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself. So the idea is it does that to you a little bit as well. And it reminds you like that it is supposed to be playful and fun. Like if it's just a hard slog to get to your goal, then why are you doing it? So it's like hopefully a bit of a reminder that it should be playful and joyful and fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will drop the link to your Instagram and that sort of thing in the comments below as well. Thank you
very much.